It's a ghost town, we're in this together. They're closing all the stores down, we're heading for shelter. It's a war now, they'll always remember. We're locking all our doors down, we're sticking together. It's a ghost town.
Hi guys, it's me again, reporting live from my backyard. Well, not live, but you know. It has been quite a while since I've made a video, and I was gonna start off this video with like a bunch of statistics and stuff like that, but everybody sees that in the news every day, so I decided not to go with that because, I mean, needless to say, at the time of making this video, we are well over 121,000 cases, I believe they said it was, the last time I heard anything. So, yeah, that's just like a timestamp for when this video was created. As you can hear, it is a lovely day outside, spring is in the air, people are mowing their lawns. I uploaded another video of me singing a song. Oh, see, now he shuts up. Yeah, now he turns off the lawnmower when I'm not trying to sing. But all the while that I was singing, they were mowing the lawn. And you'll have to excuse me if I look like tired and stuff like that. The sunlight is shining directly into my face, so it's making me go all squinty-eyed. I promise I'm not gonna eat a bath though. But yeah, needless to say, this quarantine has been incredibly depressing. All the shops are either closed or they close at like 7 o'clock, maybe 8 o'clock. Walgreens, I think, closes at 9 o'clock, so they're like the latest to stay open, but everywhere is closing super early, and so there's absolutely nothing to do ever. Not that you would want to do anything ever, because if we go out and do stuff, then we could get sick and potentially die, and that kind of sucks, so I'm not up for that. I've been seeing a lot of stuff about like how this virus potentially started, and something stuck out to me the other day, and it was like a little news article that, you know, people probably wouldn't notice, so maybe it's just a little detail that people probably wouldn't notice, so I figured maybe I would point it out to everybody. Apparently patient 0, they're saying, in China, she was a shrimp market seller person, I don't know how to say that, and she got sick with like a cold or something. She thought that it was just a common cold, so she went to the doctor and they gave her an injection. Who gives people injections for a cold? So I started thinking about that, and that kind of backs up my theory that this was potentially like man-made and started by human beings and not by animals. Because unless it's a common practice, which I haven't seen anything online when I was researching, but correct me if I'm wrong, unless it's a common practice in China to give people injections for just a common cold, then it's probably they were injecting her with something else, which is the coronavirus. And there's a lot of speculations as to why they would have started the virus. Now, people are saying that China's economy is booming while all the other economies in the world are failing, so maybe China started it to sink the rest of the world's economies, but if it was biological warfare, eventually it would be discovered and people would find out about it, right? The only other option is that the US started it and they didn't mean for it to tank our own economy. They were doing it as biological warfare against China, which would kind of make sense, because this comes like right after China refused a bunch of trade deals and stuff like that, and there is a military base in Wuhan, China. But then that leads me to wonder, like, who was the doctor that gave her the injection? Was it a Chinese doctor or was it an American doctor? Because why would a Chinese doctor be infecting somebody? Like, were they in league with the US in making this virus? So there's a lot of shit going on, but I mean, my ultimate belief is that it is not created by an animal, or it didn't come from an animal. Maybe it did come from an animal, but like we extracted it from the animal and mutated it so that it could infect people. But I don't think this was at all natural. And I think that it's really interesting that a bunch of CEOs from various companies stepped down right before this all went down. But then again, I mean, we've known about this apparently since last November. We've known about it happening in Wuhan, and apparently it's been in the US since like December or January. This is the stuff that nobody is talking about, so it's not like readily available in the news or anything like that. Whatever the case or the cause is, it doesn't change the fact that it's here and it's affecting us all. I know I, for one, have been incredibly depressed and bored the past, like, week or so since everybody went on lockdown. Like, I just don't have any interest in anything, and I don't have any interest in getting dressed or getting ready for the day because there's nowhere to go, nothing to do, nobody to see. And I remember back when I was working so much and I was like, geez, I wish I could just have a break, just a short break, just like sprain my ankle or something and need to be out of work for like a week just so that I can have a break from all this. And now it's like I'm going crazy and it's only been a few weeks. But I think ultimately it's like the overwhelming feeling of dread that's just weighing down on everyone and everything right now. I think that's what's leading to this depression and this difficulty dealing with this. Because like, it's one thing if you're out of work and you have a broken leg or something like that. It's another thing to know that, like, leaving the house, you could potentially die. That's a really scary notion. And yeah, it's not like I'm not taking precautions. I'm washing my hands. I'm using Purell when I'm out, you know. I think I'm gonna start wearing a bandana or something over my face when I need to go out to the grocery store just to make sure that, you know, I'm covered and I'm taken care of and stuff like that, because I don't want to get sick. And everybody is being so hard on the president right now for calling it the Chinese virus, but seriously, I mean, it came from China. Whether we made it or they made it or whoever made it, it came from China. So it is a Chinese virus, and anybody who's using that as an excuse to treat Chinese Americans or Asian Americans like shit is just a shitty person. That's just it. End of story. But the president shouldn't need to censor himself. Nobody should need to censor themselves just because somebody can't take it like an adult. I think it's really important that we have somebody in office right now who protects free speech instead of trying to stifle it, because in times like these, there is a very big chance that the government could just like take over and be a total dictator, and the government that we have right now isn't doing that, and I'm really grateful for that. I think it's really important with spring coming and everything like that to just like step out of the house every once in a while and just enjoy nature and enjoy the birds and enjoy the trees and enjoy the plants and the flowers and stuff like that. Because I think that that's a big thing that can help combat depression in times like these. I'm not saying like go to the park or anything like that, because obviously social distancing, but like just step out into your lawn and just enjoy nature, or like a little walk through your neighborhood, you know, like stuff like that. But yeah, I'm not gonna lie, it's been hard. Like, I don't feel like reading, I don't feel like writing, I don't feel like doing very much of anything, and I'm sure that everybody else is feeling the same way. But there is a lot of positives in the world right now. I mean, apparently the dolphins are coming back in Italy. Apparently there's a lot of nature repairing itself with the lack of pollution and the lack of human interactions. There was a tornado recently that would have completely killed a whole shit ton of people, and even though it devastated a town, there was no deaths because everybody was already quarantined because of the coronavirus. So the businesses it destroyed, they would have been full at the time that that tornado hit if they wouldn't have been quarantined, but they were, so everybody is still alive. So there is some positives going on in the world right now. And I mean, another positive, I keep getting distracted because I'm seeing bees, not wasps, actual bees flying around, and I haven't seen bees in ages. I mean, nature is really beautiful outside today. You have the flowers, the trees, the government spy drones chirping in the trees, flying around, being all invasive and shit because I'm talking about top secret government secrets that they don't want people to know. I know that it's really hard right now for people to come together, but I've seen a lot of people coming together online, and it's really, we're blessed to have the internet right now because everybody is able to come together. Bands are doing concerts and stuff like that. One of my favorite artists is doing a concert this Friday at 7 p.m. Pacific time. Tom McDonald. Go check him out. He's doing it on Facebook. The Backstreet Boys did a concert on Sunday online, but I missed that. They were a big band that I was a huge fan of when I was a kid. And so I kind of wanted to watch it for the nostalgia, but I ended up falling asleep and not being online when that happened, which totally sucked. But I slept like shit the night before, so it's understandable. And I've definitely found myself checking in on friends a lot more than I used to and talking to more people than I used to, so that's definitely a positive right now. If you can tell, I didn't really have a purpose or vision when I started this video. I wanted to do kind of checking in, checking up on everybody, just sort of touching base because I don't want to lose touch, and if something does happen to me, then this will be around for years and years to come, and when we're gone, all that's left of us is the art that we create and the things that we create, which is why I made the video with me singing the song and stuff like that. So anyways, the battery on my phone is dying, so I need to wrap this up, but yeah, I guess everybody, I want you to stay safe and stay well, and hopefully with all this time on my hands, I can make some other videos that are about legit things that I've been wanting to do videos on for a long time, and I'll hopefully be putting some more of those out real soon. So, subscribe, and keep coming back.